I'm my beloved and he is mine. His banner over me is love. I'm my beloved and he is mine. His banner over me is love. His banner over me is love. He brings me to his banqueting table. His banner over me is love. He walks me to his banqueting table. His banner over me is love. He brings me to his banqueting table. His banner over me is love. His banner over me is love. Yashaya is the rock of my salvation. His banner over me is love. Yashaya is the rock of my salvation. His banner over me is love. Yashaya is the rock of my salvation. His banner over me is love. His banner over me is love.
Praise AHAYAH. Praise AHAYAH. Children of Israel are here. Mount Hor. We're going inside the tomb to pray for our brother Aaron. Holy land, Qadash. We are in Qadash. And as you know, Mount Hor is at the border of the children of Israel heritage. So we're still within the borders, but this is one of the borders.
Qadash, AHAYAH, sham, AHAYAH, Malak with Ka, Thabavat Zawanka, AHAYAH, Baharat Za, Kawahaya, Bashamaya. Nothing Lanawa Lakan Kalyawam Wasalat Nawa Khawaf Nawa Kasalat Nawa Kawaf Nawa Thabayan Nawa Minasaya Wapamba Hawashinawa Mayarai Kayalaka Hamlakwa Wahala Wahasaparas Wa awala
Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory. Amen. Praise the Messiah.
All glory and praise to AHAYAH, Yashaya, wa Qadash, Rawach.
Judah, sound the trumpet. Hey, let's go. AHAYAH.
on my trail, but I'm singing all is well. He's attacking every day, but I'm watching while I pray. No matter the attack, I won't turn back. This means war. This means war. This generation is coming soon. This means war. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. This means war. This is war. I walked out of Babylon. Yashaya's armor on. House praise on my lips. Joy strut on my hips. No weapon formed will prosper. Cause AHAYAH is my father. No matter the attack, I won't turn back. This means war. This means war. Yashaya's coming soon, my savior. This means war. This means war. I am ready. I plead the blood. I plead the blood. If it wasn't for his love, I plead the blood. He shed his blood for my sins. I plead the blood. Who's the coming down? The diamonds of Bourgeois. You glorious in the arrow. You shattering with great hand and strength. Who's the coming from Edom? With diamonds of Bourgeois. You glorious in the arrow. You shattering with great hand and strength. Know what it is. Yeah. This is war. Yashaya's coming soon. Get ready, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Get out of Babylon and get within the waters. And you can't have my family. You can't have the victory. Yashaya brings a million. Yashaya. Break this thing down. Praise the AHAYAH. Praise the AHAYAH. Praise the AHAYAH. Hey. Come on, love. We're gonna do the Jordan strut. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, we're gonna do the Jordan strut.
He's bringing all the nations to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Yes. The valley of decision. Praise AHAYAH. Whose side are you on? Are you coming to the valley of Jehoshaphat? The valley of decision? Whose side are you on?
I'm singing
Praise AHAYAH, Bahashim Yashaya, Qadash, Rawach. Shalom, Israel. This is Sister Connie, and welcome to Nappy Hair Chronicles. Praise AHAYAH. I pray you can hear me. I pray you can hear me. Let me know if you cannot, but I think you should be able to because everything seems like it's okay. But we give all honor, glory, and praise to AHAYAH, Bahashim Yashaya, Qadash, Rawach. Welcome to Nappy Hair Chronicles, where we are chronicalizing the awakening of the children of Israel. And baby, is it on and popping. I pray you are making your way out of Babylon. Get out, get out, get out, get out of harm's way. Babylon the Great is falling. It's falling, brothers and sisters, and it's falling right in front of your eyes. I pray that you're getting out. We're going to go into the news, but I wanted to continue on with Yada's awakening, and that's just a brother. You can tell it's his awakening, but he's coming with some excellent information regarding our brothers and giving them some tips and tidbits on, how to kind of look at things. And I think it's just amazing. Praise AHAYAH, Yashaya. But first, we're going to go into the news. And also, I want to say I apologize for not doing the AHAYAH's Bible book club and journaling last Tuesday. I just got real tied up, and the next thing I know, I wasn't able to do it, but I will continue next week. We will be going into the book of Jonah, and I thought that was very important. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, this is the picture I pulled, Jonah, the prophet Jonah, and we're going to go into that book because the whole point about Jonah, he was sent to prophesy on Nineveh, and that is a time, that is a sign. Jonah is a sign because Christ said there will be no sign but the sign of Jonah, and that should be the men prophesying and warning the people to get out of harm's way because the Most High is bringing judgment. And it's ironic that with Jonah, it's ironic with him because he didn't want to go prophesy. He was, he didn't want to go. He tried to run, and he ended up being swallowed by a whale. And long story short, the Most High did not end up destroying the land because the people repented. So repenting is important to know that the Most High will hear your cries and your repentance, but people just got to know to repent from their sins and, stop doing what they're doing. So praise AHAYAH, Yashaya, for being so merciful and graceful. But even though we know Babylon the Great will not repent, so they will not be healed. So that's why, brothers and sisters, the Most High got his people, warning our people to get out of Babylon. There is a safe place. Regardless what anybody else is telling you, AHAYAH, he's not going to leave his people out to dry with nothing. He's not going to tell you that Babylon is going to be destroyed and not give you a place to go. So I pray that y'all take heed that there is infiltration. There are people who are just lying to you and not giving you all the information, all the facts, just like in the time of 70 AD. So y'all must get out of Babylon. Time is drawing near. Right now there is a midst of a hurricane that's going to hit a category 4 that's in different parts of the South and things like that. So I urge you to take care and prepare to get up out of there. Buy food and water, but buy it and add on your way out so you can take it with you. Do not sit in Babylon hoping that is it time yet? When Noah, as in the days of Noah, so will the coming of the Son of Man be. Noah prophesied for 120 years, brothers and sisters. So it seems like, Sister Connie is just saying this, and she's been saying this for years, and I share the news with you, and these same people are warning people, and they've been warning people for years, just like in the days of Noah. Noah was warning people for years and years too, until it started to rain. So, brothers and sisters, I pray you get out of Babylon. Don't wait. Don't, hold back. AHAYAH said, come out of for my people. Get out, get out, get out. It's coming. Also, they said this, the dollar is collapsing. I know we've been saying that for a while, but it's happening right before your eyes. As Esau sets up the mark of the beast, they're setting up. Someone sent me a message just yesterday and was like, oh, we need to get out of here because they setting up the mark, and you won't be able to buy or sell or travel without getting that chip. Without Elon Musk is working diligently to get his project off the ground, and you know what that is. So I pray that y'all are getting up out of Babylon. You're not sitting around and waiting and trying to see, is it yet? Is it time yet? And those of you who are out of Babylon should be in preparation mode. People are just coming out, and I know it takes time to get yourself together. We have a lot of issues coming off that Babylon wickedness, a lot of baggage, a lot of hurt and pain, and a lot of people cannot, and it's not easy to rid yourself of them spirits, the witchcraft and sorcery that is in Babylon. So you're coming out, you're broken. All kind of situations are on us as we come out of Babylon. And even though you feel all right, 9 times out of 10, you're not all right. It takes time to heal. It takes time to get that. And I've seen people be, 10, 20 years still dealing with stuff. They ain't getting over it because you got to learn how to heal yourself and rid yourself of all the spirits and demons and propaganda, and they did a job on our people. So brothers and sisters, be mindful of that, of what we are, have experienced. And this curse was a heavy curse. The Most High wasn't playing with us. He put us under some heavy curses because he wanted to let us know he is the power. You must come to him. His name is AHAYAH. AHAYAH, and his son's name is Yashaya. Brothers and sisters, get out, get yourselves together, and prepare. Get ready. This thing is about to go down. Okay, and these people are not playing with Israel. So the true Israel, the real Israelites, they're not playing. So there's a lot for us. This is why it's called Jacob's trouble. It's our trouble. It's not a walk in the park. Hold on, sorry, I did that. It's not a vacation. It's not a walk in the park. This is a serious time. All you can do is come out and get prepared. Get yourselves together and get yourselves ready. So we're going to go into a little bit of the news. I just want to show you, what people are saying, what's going on. Lebanon is a heavy fight going on this side of the world. Yes, it starts here, brothers and sisters. And this is what I've been telling people for years. Like, when this thing flares up here, the last place you're going to want to come to is this side. But unfortunately, for those people who have very little faith, and what the Most High says in the Bible, Jordan is the safe place. And even though it's going to be inflamed here and everything's going to start here, America is going to be the destruction, and it's going to end there. And that's why you need to get up out of harm's way. Get out of Babylon, brothers and sisters. Get out of Babylon. Get out of that, off of that continent. The whole continent. Get off of it. Yes, the war will start here, and it's going to look pretty bad, and your faith will be shaken. And you're going to have muster up some faith and some trust in that Bible, because the Bible tells you to come here. Jordan is the safe place. When all Hades break loose, this will be the place that the Most High will have his finger on. Now, if you don't have any faith and you don't trust the Most High, then that is your problem. That's going to be the main problem that because you don't have faith, you don't really trust and believe, you're not going to know where to go and where to stay, stand strong. So I pray, brothers and sisters, that y'all are getting out. You're making your way out. This is not a game. They're ramming up. And the Most High said, come out of my people, and he will protect those found within his borders. Jordan is when his borders go to Numbers, the book of Numbers, read Numbers 34. It tells you Qadash. It gives you the borders. A lot of places are mysteries, but Qadash, which is Jordan, is one of the places. So you know that you will be safe here. Okay, so let me just go to some of the one of the sisters talking about the hurricane, because the hurricane is in her area. So she's talking about that big hurricane, and this is what they like to do: displace people, put them in FEMA camps, and in these storage places that are now turned into FEMA operation facilities, the old Walmarts that's been closing throughout the United States. They're using all these things when they do these natural disasters to displace people and put you out of your homes into these shelter systems, where then you will be forced to take you will be forced. You will have no other choice. And this is how they're going to get you. Once they displace you and you don't have any place to go because of a natural disaster, then you will be forced to take anything that they're giving out. So brothers and sisters, you might as well get out before it's too late, because once they lock this thing down again, it's no coming back from that. Okay? They did a test. It was a test last time. This time, they're setting up to go into your homes, take people out their homes, all that stuff that we've heard about. This is what they're preparing to do. So I pray that you get out, get out, get out. Jordan is the safe place. Now they're gonna, this place. I'm not saying that this won't be affected here. It will, but this will cause you to have to go into the wilderness, just like everybody else. That highway that the Bible speaks about will be coming to Jordan, okay? Because this is where the Most High's holy mountain is. It's not in Saudi Arabia. It's here in Jordan, okay? So don't let no one lie to you and make you feel like, oh, you got time. Y'all need to get out and be preparing. This is the time for you to be preparing. Wherever you go, you need time to get settled in, to figure out the land, to do what you need to do, So I will, hold on a second. Give me 1 second. Okay, so let me play this video.
Being issued for Lee, Clarendon, and Sumter counties in South Carolina. We have tornado warnings all over South Carolina. We have rivers overflowing in Georgia. It's a lot happening, and the hurricane is not even here. Parts of Florida is already flooding, but we know that Florida is below the level, sea level. So it's going to flood, but it's bad. It's bad already. Okay. Get out right now. If you can get out right now, because they're saying we may not be able to come and rescue you. There already have water rescues here in North Carolina, water rescues in Florida, water rescues in Georgia, already happening. Hey, Eddie, good to see you, fam. Already happening, y'all. And look at that. I don't think YouTube shared my video out at all, because I don't see hardly anybody in here. Slowly but surely, YouTube might be sharing it out. Let's see. Let me try to share it out myself. Well, I can't share it out either because I don't even see it. But anyway, all of those things are happening, and the storm is not even here yet. As y'all enter, please hit that like button. I have a few stories that I want to give you guys concerning the storm and also just what's happening. Updates I'm watching. Hold on. Brian Kemp is live. Ooh, Brian Kemp is live. Hold on for a second. That's the Weather Channel. What's going on today? One second, we'll share this with y'all. No, that is not even it. That is not even it. Okay.
This is a big storm. It is going to affect our entire state. We feel certain we're going to be having to remove debris and clear roads statewide.
I can get to come up, y'all.
A bunch of resources to one part of the state like we normally do before a storm. We're expecting to have to deal with debris fields in all parts of the state. So we're going to have a lot of people that we need to get moving to get the roads clear. And if there are people in our way, that's just going to slow down our progress.
And that's Georgia.
As well as you remember in the last storm, we had a loss of life with the tree falling on a car. So just if people can stay home and stay off the roads unless it's emergency.
I hope you guys can hear me. The internet thing is really bad. And I don't know if it's mine or hers. But we'll see. Let me try a little longer. All right, let me remove that one and try another one. Hold on. Hold on. He's saying 30 days.
We have a massive event coming to the United States of America, and you have less than 30 days to get prepared. Many of you probably won't even like this video, especially after the massive amounts of PTSD the American people have suffered, the fact that you're now fully engaged in World War III. Israel is now soon to attack Lebanon on the ground. It is a war at 5 fronts, whether or not you like it or not. The United States economy is teeter-tottering on the verge of economic collapse. We are in full-blown hyperinflation, the equivalent of a 5-stage cancer that has destroyed and absolutely collapsed the dollar. American dream, and we are now living through the greatest wealth transfer in American history. Yes, I am, whether or not you like it or not. The United States economy is teeter-tottering on the verge of economic collapse. We are in full-blown hyperinflation, the equivalent of a 5-stage cancer that has destroyed and absolutely collapsed the dollar, completely shattered the American dream, and we are now living through the greatest wealth transfer in American history. Yes, I am General Green. This is islandproject.com. I salute all of you, and I urge you to get ready, and I'm going to tell you exactly what.
Now, I just want to say, because just so that you know, people could pay attention, what he's talking about, he's talking about in America. So even though there's war going on in this side of the earth, and everything is flaring up here, Babylon the Great is falling, and this is what the Bible predicted. So you have to, you know, keep your eye, because people are concentrating on the war here, and it's going to start here, and it's probably going to get really, really bad at the end of the day. And this is what will cause us to go into the wilderness. But Babylon the Great will be destroyed, and that's what the Most High instructed us to keep our eyes on. Babylon the Great is fallen, that wicked nation that he's bringing judgment on. Yes, the whole earth is going to experience some things, and the calamities, a lot is going to start here in the Middle East. But the Babylon the Great is going to be affected, and it's going to be destroyed. Not every place is going to be destroyed. Babylon will be destroyed. You know, even Israel, we know, needs to be cleansed, and destruction will happen, but it will be inhabited again, because the highest people will end up going there to live. But Babylon the Great will be destroyed. And that's why the Most High said, come out of her, my people. So, you know, stay focused and stay, you know, don't let them people be distracting you with what's going on and what the Bible says. We are the Bible people. We are the people of the book. So we should be paying attention what the Bible says, what the Bible told us to do, to come out of Babylon, brothers and sisters. So I pray, because, you know, when you're getting this news, it's all talking about America. This is what's going on in America, even though there's war here. And yes, there will be war, and it will be a big flare up here. This side of the earth is where it will be safe for our people. Okay? Just so you know, you stay focused on what the Most High said and what he's doing.
What no one else in the world will. God has told me that a massive distributed event will hit the United States within less than that you have seen thus far. It'll be bigger than 9/11, in my humble opinion, and bigger than the lockdowns, which I predicted along with many of you combined. This will be a massive distributed event. Again, these things keep me up at night, and I'm not the only one that can feel or sense this spiritually. I know many of you as well know this, that you're in tune spiritually with God. He has instructed us to get ready, to get food, to get water, to get our money out of the banks, to prepare for what has been the most contentious election process probably since the Civil War and assassination of Abraham Lincoln. What I believe is coming is what they've told us is coming. Again, they said a cyber event was the next big thing. They've said that distributed events in the United States related to the people that don't like us, like Hezbollah, Hamas, that even Trump himself has been targeted as a result of. I want you to keep in mind just what's happened in the last few months has been probably in years the most traumatic events the United States has ever been through. Donald Trump, whether you like him or not, or what you believe or don't believe about the perpetrators, 2 people have tried to take him out in recent months. They've actually opened fire, God forbid, on the former president of the United States and likely to be the new one. We have massive problems. It is clear that the economic collapse, the hyperinflation is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. We have what appears to be allegations of massive insider trading by the financial elites, people like politicians Nancy Pelosi and her husband. Donald Trump's even calling for an investigation regarding their trading. Convenient to the antitrust lawsuit has now been introduced and is all over CNBC and your news wires, but that's the freaking least of our concerns. Before the election, within less than 30 days, again, I reiterate, will be the largest event, worse than 9/11 and the lockdowns combined. And I told you this when the lockdowns hit. I said, you've seen nothing yet. If you think it's hard to say no, and that's all you had to do in 2020, and they're like, oh, can't do it. Can't do it. The media tells me not to, Christopher. Oh, I might lose my job. Well, you know, what's more character and integrity? Character and standing up for what you believe in goes a lot longer and further than your compliance. Just because you're lazy or things seem hard. Yeah, everything in life is hard. Freedom and liberty is difficult. That's why our founding fathers declared war against a totalitarian king and won and opened fire with their muskets. We see the New World System, of course, as we'll call it, here today, those that are the controllers introducing the new system. Tons of propaganda, man. I'm seeing it all over the media. And for where they were going to take all of you. By the way, crypto is soaring to new all-time highs again today, up only. Again, who predicted that? This guy. Been telling you to buy Bitcoin for 10 years now. You'd all be rich if you took my advice. It's your last chance to get an islandproject.com. Get your money out of the bank. Class investment soon to be tokenized on our multi-billion-dollar blockchain. We haven't gotten anything wrong. Nothing. Predicted social media, e-commerce, the rise of blockchain. I've even seen people flip on that. They're like, it appears that governments and the people in charge actually want blockchain. Christopher, is this part of the plan? Yeah, I've been telling you it for 10 years. You'd be rich now if you actually took my advice. But, you know, most Americans are taking the advice of a criminal cabal, right? They actually listened to their financial advisors that told them Bitcoin was a scam. They were tuned into Dave Ramsey, who told you Bitcoin was a scam. They listened to Donald Trump, who called Bitcoin a, quote, scam several years ago during his presidency, and now he's all in. See how it worked? How about them apples? Told you we'd only get richer. Told you we were right. And now I'm telling you what happens next. And again, they always say stay safe. I'm telling you this is a safety issue. I want you to bookmark this video because I'm telling you right now, God has instructed and told me, as he has many of you, it's kept me up at night. I've had dreams. This will be a distributed event. I want you to imagine kind of using it as a metaphor, but it could be literal. I want you to imagine distributed Nagasaki and Hiroshimas taking place at once, distributed across American cities. Now, it'll probably tie into AI, the new Manhattan Project. Again, artificial intelligence is a weapon of war. It has nothing to do with enhancing your life and improving your life. These are weapons. Your television is a weapon. It's a propaganda machine. So is your phone. This is why we use it to control you. This is why you're being tracked and surveilled. Remember when that was a conspiracy? Now it's like, hey, Siri, I know you're tracking and surveilling me, and I know you've overthrown the Constitution and Bill of Rights. Help me make a dinner recipe later tonight. Americans have just given everything. I even noticed this with Americans at the airport. It says in bold-faced letters, if you go to an airport, right? You can look all this stuff up online. You don't have to comply, right? You don't have to allow your picture to be taken. You actually have rights. They don't have to scan your iris, but most of the cows don't even look into it. They don't even refuse. They don't say no. It's like they unabashedly enjoy their tyranny and slavery and poverty. It freaking blows my mind. And so what's happening now, what will happen, as they've warned, probably an integrative thing. It'll be cyber, it'll be distributed, it'll be lockdowns. Again, those are coming again, just so you guys know. They're not going to stop with that. And again, all this was about everything that happened with leads. They're just reshaping the economies, guys. They're and the things that are valuable, and they're removing it from you. That's why they've got new artificial synthetic derivative foods out there, right? They basically want you to eat poop now. They're like, oh, you can't have real bacon or a pig because they're farting and creating CO2 emissions. Eat this Soylent Green. They're doing it with mushrooms. Disgusting, man. I've never eaten any of that crap, nor will the elites. You think Bill Gates is eating synthetic derivatives of fake food? Of course not. This guy has his own farms. They slaughter the cow right in front of him and he eats it raw. Again, the only people being controlled, the only people they're selling this con of the climate awareness and we must improve things and, you know, you're going to have to pay a toll now because everything's so dirty and polluted as a result of them. It's these people flying around in their Learjets, which I'm not against. I just think you should be flying in your own Learjet. That's people to steal your power and remove all of your freedom at once and then sell you on the con that you've got to. They don't at all. These people are kings and queens in the United States of America. You know, most people that you're tuned into in Hollywood, in the media, anyone big, quote unquote big, has sold their soul. I think you do realize this, right? The bigger you are, if you're being promoted, you've sold your soul to Satan. You must understand this. You don't get to the Diddy level without bending over, if you know what I mean. This goes for everybody you're following. You don't get to a certain status in Hollywood or the music industry or in the mainstream media, even if you've been through the revolving door and you suddenly now slid into alternative media after you've been mainstream media your entire life, making hundreds of millions of dollars. You didn't get chosen and knighted without selling something. These stories before, I think I've even mentioned it. I remember in the early days when I was in my 20s, I was approached by a big billionaire. And it was like basically a inquiry to, hey, we'll give you everything we want, Christopher, but there's a catch. Well, I think you know what I chose. I refused. My goal has always been to be independent and free, spread the gospel, to not be owned. Sold myself to the mainstream media like a prostitute, like the rest of these people, and then faked my re-entry into alternative media. I think you guys catch the drift here. But of him actually doing everything needed to be done in the next 4 years, if he's elected and it's not stolen, which many of you would probably agree is stolen again. And this is probably the last election that you'll ever have. Even if he gets in, man, his work is cut out for him. You'll be working full-time, deporting millions of illegals. I want you to think about this, which he has not laid a roadmap yet. I'm sure he's got a strategy, but, you know, is it going door to door? Like, that's no easy task. This will take wall that has not been completed in his first term because he's been under attacks, lawfare, discrimination. They're literally opening up on him the last couple of months. Like, you understand the reality of this. That World War III is here regardless who the president of the United States is. It won't matter. Trump will be 5D chess juggling World War III, economic collapse, hyperinflation, the rise of Bitcoin, the deportation of tens of millions of illegals in the United States. He'll be attempting to drain the even bigger dirty swamp, only grown in size in recent years. And do you realistically think that's going to get done? I mean, even next 30 days. There's a large elephant in the room. We can feel it. There is a darkness. You can feel Sodom and Gomorrah. We're being told, and because we're spiritually inclined and aware, and we know God and know Jesus, we know this is coming. And this is what I'm telling you, you need to get ready.
Yeah.
How do you get ready? And how will this be different from the past? I've told you how this is going to be different for years. I'm the guy who predicted the rise of Bitcoin and then the co-opting and then the promoting of it by governments worldwide. And so listen to what I say. What I'm telling you now is they're just moving full steam ahead for the reset. They don't even care who the president is. World War III is here, massive hyperinflation, intentionally designed effect. I mean, the US dollar's a turd. It lost like 30% of its value just this month, for crying out loud. Inflation's everywhere. You can barely afford food or beans anymore. AI's the new weapon. This is probably where the event will transpire. It'll be distributed. It'll be used for control. It's all pre-planned by the elites. It's not an accident. It won't be a surprise. It's not going to be, oh my gosh, we can't believe this Nagasaki Hiroshima actually designed. It's actually what they want. How do you think they're going to control all of you? Again, look how much control they were able to implement. Controls after whatever they were told. You could literally tell men to install tits, and I guarantee every man on this planet would have boobs. At least 7 of them. I want it. But if you told people that they were safe by installing double Ds, they'd get them. Because that's how dumb people are. And when they're fear-mongering, and they're fear-mongered using the controls of the state, it's very easy. In 1776 in the Revolution, long before these events transpire, and it built the digital Noah's Ark for freedom, founded under the authority of God. And we've already built it, and we've already done it. Today I was responding to emails and sending out thousands of items to doing shirts and these kinds of things. Only for our members, though. They're not available to the public, guys. Only for our members. Only our ballers. Only the real people standing up. You know, like the American Revolution? There was like 10% that actually fought against the redcoats. Most just hid in their homes. Every day I come on camera, I put on my butt on the line for all of you. And I've told you what's going to happen next. And I'm telling you what's going to happen next now. Bitcoin will continue to explode higher. The wealth transfer and wealth gap will get worse by design. They're rolling out universal basic income, and they'll send most Americans into poverty. The people that are rich now are invested in things like this, and we're only going to get richer. This is why the rich only get richer. Those who own real assets with no bank debt, long-term, as a legacy investment, always get more rich. The elites are far more rich as a result of the lockdowns they orchestrated. Why do you think they did them? They were like, how can we grab more wealth and power and remove it from the American middle class? Let's shut their businesses down, lock them in their houses, print more money, create giant bailouts. Let's confiscate. Let's take advantage of them here too. Let's roll out this manipulative AI. Let's propagandize them. And what happened? All the billion accident. It's design. So if it's that easy to understand, why aren't you rich? I ask you this all the time. Why aren't you already here? If it's a guarantee.
Okay, I think he just be going on and on about the project.
Again, you don't get to these places without bending over, getting P. Diddy's lube ready, and getting delivered. And the same goes for the people you're following in the media that were once mainstream media that now suddenly, after selling their souls for years and making hundreds of millions of dollars, right? And been handpicked by the global cabal. They're now working for good. You know, we see it all the time. We're seeing it now. It's just a manipulative vacuum to control the herd and to actually co-opt real people that would actually onboard like real solutions, and so that they can just, you know, I don't know, feel good about themselves. The difference between what we've built along with you is we're a real solution. Islandproject.com is a real, tangible, physical solution. It's actually an investment class. It is not a sales pitch. It's not an entertainment venue. I'm not.
Okay, so that's enough of that. Now, this is the last one. And that's just to keep the news in your mind.
The FBI agent that comes out, he actually even exposes all of that, but then he gets us into what we need to prepare for and what's coming as his last speech as a public servant. And then we're going to go into some stuff that's happening on the ground, which we told you this month. Just prepare to see cyber stuff, and it's all a simulation because cyber probably gun was September 11, and we said it's going to be a little bit after that. So we're about to get into all these details with you right now, and then we're going to get information from people on the ground here. So you want to sit here and listen to that. The Capitol was hit with something. We're going to talk about what it was hit with, and then we're going to go into some of the other details. But let's just get on to the clip right now.
And everybody in the minority party, they're fearing what Donald Trump would do in the next administration, while they sit here and they look at the guy who's been persecuted by the FBI. And everybody in the room understands it. Mr. Allen, do you have comments you wish to make? I'll give you about a minute, minute and a half, and then I want to turn the rest of my time to Mr. Jordan.
Yes, sir. I would just say that I consider the hearing today my last act of service as a public servant for the United States of America. And I'll give you my professional opinion. I was an intel professional for our country for many years, and I would give recommendations, and I'd also look at indications and warnings. So I would offer this to the American people as my warning to them. Since this is a warning to the American people, I say, I personally have no confidence that the FBI will rein in its own conduct. I've been persecuted along with Garrett, Steve and Kyle, and countless other whistleblowers. It is my opinion that the Bureau used reprisal and fear to control the workforce. It has been a seemingly effective tactic. I personally believe that there are no current effective checks and balances against them conducting lawless action with any type of correction in a legitimate time frame. I welcome the work of the IG, but I think any type of lawless action, there's no legitimate time frame to rein them back in. Their ability to overclassify information can allow them to stonewall forever. To the American people, you have a duty as a citizen to vote, and I strongly urge you to do so. It's how you participate in the American experience. I know people have doubts about election integrity, but you must vote. It is your claim. Stake your claim and don't forfeit it willingly. Have your voice heard. My other recommendations are in the natural order. First, vote. The second is the Second Amendment. Arm yourself and know how to defend yourself. Make 3 to 4 friends in your neighborhood and promise to come to each other's mutual aid in times of hardship. And during the Great Depression, people stocked up a pantry. So I think that's a good practice, especially in our economic times, and make sure you have 3 to 4 months of food. And as a person of faith, I'd say pray the rosary, go to the First Friday devotions. That's for everybody, all my brothers and sisters of all faiths, and I know I'm Catholic, and read the gospel of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and live it every day.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say. Thank you for the time.
You know, Mr. Allen, the fact that there are servants like you who have borne up under persecution that a lot of political leaders in this country do not care about is the thing that heartens the American people, and I'm confident the American people will resolve the situation.
Collaboration is key for team success. With ClickUp, you can easily manage your team's tasks and timelines in one app. Using our Gantt chart feature, you can map out your team.
How many of you have 2 to 3 people in your community that you can even trust? It's going to be very important. Next part is like in the comment section, we're going to need people to like start scrolling through and like seeing what's going on, because in this area, we're going to tell you what this just happened. FBI, U.S. Homeland Security investigate water facility cyber attack. We told you this was going to be something that was going to be coming. And Arkansas, it says a spokesperson for Arkansas City was not immediately available to provide additional details. So before we go into the story, you're in Arkansas City. Have you seen anything happening with the water situation, the cyber situation? Let us know in the comments so we can all look back later after this video is over, scroll, and then see what you're saying, because this community is very active in us getting information to each other. And as a matter of fact, we also talked about the units on the ground that was being seen in that last video. We'll get back to that. Let's read the details though. Jason Sirocco, senior fellow at Sectigo, said network segmentation and system vulnerabilities are common weakness in water treatment facilities and could allow attackers to disrupt essential operations. Inadequate network segmentation between administrative and operational networks allows attacks to spread easily. Sirocco told Information Security Media insufficient protection of human-machine interface systems which control vital functions like water flow, chemical output, makes them prime targets for attackers. Emphasizing the need for strong endpoint protection, like endpoint detection and response. The city took precautionary measures, including enhanced monitoring of the water treatment facility, fortified security controls to prevent further unauthorized access, according to authorities. So this was like some ransomware, a cyber attack that was hitting the water supply in Arkansas City. Now, moving into what's happening at the U.S. Capitol, I do think this is a buildup, because this cyber polygon agenda was pushed this month. We said if you see it in the next couple of weeks, don't be surprised, which it happened right in September. Very on point. We was talking about this for weeks. If you're just getting here, you don't even know because you just got here, but we was talking about this leading up because we already seen all the details documented and everything else. So let's check out what they're saying. I do believe that the personal information, in my opinion, that's been leaked is either people maybe are not with the government agenda, or it could just be a part of a plan to then expose people who are just basically already in with the plan. So at this point here, this information being leaked from the Capitol, to me, is highly suspect. And like the protocols right now for them to actually make us believe in government systems are completely gone. So all this stuff is not even believable for it to be just a simultaneously attack that's just so organic. Many of these leaks likely occur because staffers use their official email address to sign up for various services, including high-risk sites such as dating adult websites. Are you serious? Which were later compromised in data breaches. This story doesn't even sound legitimate enough for me to believe. The situation highlights critical security lapse where sensitive work-related emails become entangled with less secure third-party platforms. So they got hit at the Capitol and they're telling us people are just going on adult websites and stuff like that. So this is really becoming more suspect for their agenda. And as we talked about, the corruption that keeps coming out, it was just recently where the FBI went in to raid a prosecutor. And supposedly he took himself out, and they were saying, oh, it was a corruption rap. To me, it might be the opposite, in my opinion. If they go in and they have a shootout, they literally had a shootout with this dude. If they have a shootout, then that person probably has information on them. Because if they're working with them, then it's probably not going to be a shootout. Let's go. A former prosecutor, retired judge, and this is September 25th, in Orange County, New York, killed himself Tuesday as FBI arrived at his home to arrest him. Authorities at Stewart Rosenwater home in Campbell Hall to arrest him as part of a corruption case, law enforcement sources told APC. It says the exchange of gunfire came one day after a federal grand jury voted to indict Rosenwater for allegedly taking $63K in payoffs to a rig, a case on half of an old pal who claimed he was embezzled by relatives. So they're telling us it was a shootout, and then all of a sudden they're telling us that he took himself out. Okay, was it a shootout or did he take himself out? Which one was it? Because at the end of the day, if you're having a shootout with somebody, I don't know if that person is just going to take themselves out. So it's really some corrupt cases. There's some really corrupt stuff happening right now. And what you got to remember is the community around you is going to be very important. So the cyber attacks are just hitting as well in UK around the train station systems. Let's read a little bit more in this case. Somebody said this was about this case. I think there's reported suicide by self-inflicted gunshot. Same article alleges he opened fire on agents. The son cast doubt his dad committed suicide. FBI field office said another agent was involved in the shooting. Once again, much more corruptness behind the scene. It all just comes out. And remember that law enforcement officer that just came out and he said there's a corruption case in there. It's from the county level to local level, from Texas to Arizona to Florida to a bunch of different areas where he was doing this case for 14 years, but he had to back off because they probably told him, look, if you want to keep your family, then you better back off now. And it's like these departments don't have enough, like, this is the problem. They don't have people enforcing the law. That's freedom. But there's plenty of people enforcing tyranny. And that's the problem. So the fact that so many people enforce tyranny with force, because anything you have, it doesn't matter if you say I'm free, but when somebody comes to take something from you, invade your home, comes in and maybe tries to invade your car while you're in there, the only thing that backs freedom is force at that point, because somebody forced themselves on you. So it's another resistance that comes back in the universe. And all these departments who know about the corruption and know about what's going on in America, all these departments don't have officers responding because maybe that I get it, it's like 1% of these departments that are ready to fight back against tyranny. But then the 99% in the top level doesn't want to fight against the tyranny. And that's our major problem. And it's the same thing in the population. So how do you unravel a corrupt society like this? The only way usually is through collapse phases, because it's so corrupt from the top down, and all of this corruption that's coming out. Just recently, the guy was executed. The innocent man was executed, and the innocent black dude, whatever, he then turned to a Muslim afterwards, executed, even though they found evidence that he literally didn't commit the murder. He was on death row for 20 years and still gets executed. But the fact that judges and stuff like that get away with stuff like that, even when the family of the victim said, hey, we don't want him to be killed. That's the corruption we live in right now. And for us to sit here and pretend that this corruption is okay, this is not the way forward. It's really not. So these warnings should hit deep. And just remember, as all this is happening, they're going to mess with the internet. They're going to mess with all this. We did make something for the last 7 years that we've been doing this work. And the ebook we put out is a digital book, Backup Emergency Natural and Herbal Guide. Whenever we go through these crazy times, you want to have this in your stockpile. We go through Ebola, we go through COVID, we go through all the different things that's basically coming up that you can name, and what you can potentially use in this educational book using your own discretion to help you through these times. We're going to have that link here in the comment section, and I really think that this will be something that really help you. And you can download the PDF file, and then after that you can print it. So, and remember, you just go and click it. It's in your email. After you download it, after you go and buy it, it's in your email. The link is there. You can constantly go back and download it. If you don't have somebody to help you do it, you just ask somebody in your family to help you go and then purchase it. But other than that, this is going to be a critical aspect of the survival tactics, and we'll have a lot more coming. So I appreciate all you. We have more videos on the left-hand side that you can check out.
is that the woman is out of her purpose and she's not a helpmeet no more. Yep. She's the enemy. She's more of an enemy than the white man ever has. She's more of an enemy than anybody in history has ever been to the black community, because she's the very person that comes in with deceit and looks to use you and then disperse of you when she's done with you. And then she'll move on when it's all said and done, and then say, well, what about the kids? Fuck them kids and fuck that woman too. Throw that out with the bathwater. Throw the baby out with the bathwater. Start the fuck over. Get a whole new group of women, and then fix the community that way.
Man, I'll be trying not to go off. But since nobody else want to say it, I said, you know what? Black men are the enemies of black women and children. Black men was walking their women into the slave master's house. Black men sit on podcasts arguing whether their own group of women are supposed to be protected or not. That's what black men do. Black men will say stupid stuff like this. You know, the clip that I just showed by Mr. Anton Daniels, and then defend what Anton Daniels said. Because black men don't care about black women or children. Black men like to generalize black women as the enemy, as a whole, throw them all under the bus. And you know who's not providers, and they're not leaders. Especially today, no. Black men are punks. They'll sit around and complain about police brutality all the time. I still ain't seen no black army. I ain't seen no black army. The black is more focused on individualism than the collective. And the collective group of black men actually think like Anton Daniels and the Angry Man and all these other black men in the manosphere. So what are you talking about? And we talk about black women are the enemy and then we'll disparage the black man. Black men kept numbers in a black phone book back in the day of how many women they finna run through. Players, like being a player or being a pimp. They would talk about doing this woman wrong, man. She thought I was gonna, be there for her, man. I only wanted the box. I got the box and I dipped. What are we talking about? It's a whole black men will talk about, black women choosing the Pookies and the Ray Rays while being majority Pookies and Ray Rays. The same dudes that be talking online be the Pookies and Ray Rays, fam. But we want to sit here and talk about women are the enemy. Black men not even going to war against the oppressor. But you know who they will go to war against? Black women. We'll sit on panels talking about black women all day because you's a punk. And then y'all be talking about submission. Why should a black woman submit to a race full of punk Negroes? There is no other group of men online talking about their own group of women don't deserve protection. You heard out of Anton's mouth. He said, F the kids. If a woman come in, she'll use you and then disperse of you. That's what black men do. Black men use women, black women, and disperse of them. Use them for their box. Do not treat them as a human being. Do not give them respect. They love to sit on panels and really bash and degrade black women as a majority. That's what black men do. You're telling me majority of black women just use the black man? What are you talking about? A bunch of black men use black women for sex. They don't care about their kids. They don't care about their woman.
Mike is off. Sorry, guys. You hear him say that they don't care about the kids, they don't care about black women. But as soon as you tell a black man that he must put away his Caucasian, Edomite, or any other nation woman, then it's like, well, how are we going to do that? How can I do that and leave the kid? This is the point I be making, that these brothers will leave their women, black women, Zion, daughters of Zion, leave them with the kids, no problem. But as soon as they get with a person of another nation, now it's like, well, how are we supposed to do this? We supposed to leave these people. We got to leave our women, leave our kids. They have more respect, more of a, form of protection and love for other nations, anything but the daughters of Zion. They just hate the daughters of Zion. It's just hate. And there's no other way to even say it. Can't even sugarcoat it. It's just pure hate. And I know it's from the curses, but now it's time to start breaking the curses, brothers. Now it's time to come back to the Most High, to the love of the Most High. But first, you got to love the women. You got to love your wives and the women like you love Christ, or you claim to love Christ, and you claim to love the Most High. This is how you're supposed to love. And she's supposed to be a daughter of Zion, not these other nations. They will defend these other nations till the thick, like thick thieves they will defend. But when it comes to the daughter of Zion, they'll leave their women, they'll leave their baby, just like that brother, the kids, leave her, start all over. They have this wicked, agenda towards the daughters of Zion, but they don't feel that way when they marry outside. It's like, how are we gonna leave the kid? How am I gonna leave my daughter? When you start, and I've spoken to brothers who are married to other nations, and once they, I be telling them, y'all got to do like what Ezra did in Ezra 9 and 10 in the Bible, King James Version Bible. Put away those kids. Brothers be acting like, oh, it's like the worst thing in the world. They have never heard of anything. And for a woman like myself to even suggest that is like unheard of. They will leave a black woman in a blink of an eye. Just like that brother said, F them kids and start all over. But they won't do that when they with women of other nations. They won't do that.
This dude literally said, get a whole new race of women and start the community over. But you know who defends that rhetoric? Black men. Black men will sit there and not saying that they own group of women don't deserve protection. So why do you think that the black men will protect your dumb self? And matter of fact, black men are not even the most the most admired or loved man, right? He's the most fetishized, but that's it. These other races of women don't love you or don't respect you. What are we talking about? Black men was a community, but they ruined the community. Now, respectfully,
black man talking.
It was the others. A certain group of people that destroyed our neighborhoods and stuff, right? But if you're calling yourself a leader, provider, and protector, whose fault is that? The black man's fault. You cannot blame women for all the nonsense that happened to us when you are supposed to be frontline. But see, people don't want to talk about that. They got the black man today is so weak. He'll rather go to war with his own group of women, but won't go to war against that white man. He don't want no smoke with that white man. You don't want no smoke at all. You don't want no Action Jackson, pistol packing, none of it. None of it. Put his foot on the black woman's neck because that's what the black man loves to do. The black man loves to kick his sister down, but he'll never lift her up. The black man today has become the white man. Instead of going against the white man, he has become the white man. And instead of, addressing the issues which they cause. He'd rather take out his anger on the black woman. See, what I'm saying, I'm not giving black women a pass by saying that all of them are good, because I know that's how somebody gonna spin it, right? That's not what I'm doing. I want to know why black men don't go against other black men who say stuff like Anton Daniels and the Anger Man and all them dudes with a red pill up their butt. You know why you know why black men don't go against that? Because they agree. They agree. Those people's followings are mostly men. They agree with those guys. The black man today is the enemy of the black women and children. It's not the other way around. Y'all need to stop that BS. Black man ain't a provider, ain't a protector. How you a protector and you argue whether your own group of women deserve protection or not as a man? No other race of men do that. Y'all are trash. Y'all are trash, bro. And black women are better off being single than to be with y'all. And that's the God honest truth. Because what type of woman should be with their own group of men when their own group of men don't think that they deserve protection? Their own group of men generalize them and throw them all under the bus. Their own group of men say F the kids. Their own group of men get on panels and make the black woman a laughing stock. Their own group of men. I pray to God y'all dudes never have daughters. Black men are the reason that the black community failed, not the black women. You are the very destruction and fabric of why the community failed. Because you was a punk. I said what I said. Go ahead. Oh, he pandering. He said, nah, I ain't pandering. I said, I'm calling it how it is. Don't come for me if you ain't gonna come for the dudes who saying the BS out their mouths. Dudes want to say black woman is the enemy and she not to help me no more. Black men are the enemies of black women. And they're not leaders, protectors, or providers in any type of capacity. They're just mostly white supremacists today. Y'all have a good night.
Wow. Praise AHAYAH. And that's just, there's a few brothers out there that be talking like this, that be really telling the truth and setting it straight. But the majority of these brothers, they ain't doing that. They all, going along with the get along. So let me just, without further ado, now I'm going to show you the first video of Yada's awakening that made him go viral first. This is one video I want to show. Hold on.
Out here. And you talking about, oh, I'm not a man if I'm going 50-50 with my woman. It's hard, brother. You sitting up here, your nice house, your nice jewelry, nice cars. Yeah, man, you gotta do 100%. How? How, brother? If I'm making $14 an hour, what you expect? You still on there, oh yeah, man, 100%, you're not a man. You're not a man. How? I'm still working. I'm still providing, right? So what makes me not a man? Because I'm going 50-50 with my woman.
And brother, I applaud you because I understand that it is hard out here, but we are men, so we have to go harder. I'm not saying or trying to speak down to you, my brother, by any means necessary. I'm not. But I want you to be reminded of something that our fathers didn't teach us, that we must go hard and that we shouldn't get into a relationship with a woman until we have direction.
But who are you to say that?
A person that cares, a person that loves you, a person that's been in your shoes and understands how it feels when we can't give our family what they truly deserve. Give me one moment. I've been in your shoes. And when I was in your shoes, I stayed in my lane. I lived where I lived. My woman didn't work. She nurtured to the children till I got you need to do so you can feed your woman. And while she's nurturing the children, she can also nurture your dreams and your goals. Now you can be successful. Now you don't have to say, I'm working for $15. Now you can say, I got employees that I'm paying that's working for me for $15. I'm trying to elevate you. But men get so caught up in their emotions and their pride, and the first thing you want to do is feel attacked. Get the wisdom.
This is coming from a rich man.
But right now, but how did I get here?
Yeah.
But how did I give you? And I'm giving you the steps. This is, if you put down your ego, if you put down your pride, brother, am I saying anything wrong? I'm saying men should be men.
But you saying we not men. You saying we not men.
Brother, any man that makes an excuse can't be a man completely. You can be a male. A man comes with responsibilities, and it's hard. To be a man, it's hard, brother. It's not easy. That's why the respect you want from your woman that you don't get, I get from mine.
My woman respect me.
Hold on.
My woman respect me.
You think she respects you.
My woman respect me.
You think she respects you.
Brother.
You think she has she ever raised her voice at you?
No.
Does she cook for you every night,
Of
brother?
course.
So she respects you. Cooks for you every night. Does she clean the house?
Of course.
She cleans the house, and you got her working 16 hours a day. That sounds like slavery.
No, it's not.
Brother, you got her cooking every night.
I don't have her doing anything. She does it because she wants to. We in the trenches together.
The trenches together?
That's what we in.
Brother, do you know
Explain it.
Emotional abuse is when you pour all your hurt and pain onto a woman, and just because you can't see her scars, you think it's okay. If I had a conversation with your woman, she'll probably start crying. They tired. They not built to go through what they're going through with you. She didn't choose you to struggle.
But again, who are you to say that?
Brother, a brother that loves you. And again, I'm trying to give you the cheat code. If you put yourself in a position, right? You work. If you have to get 2 jobs, you grind, allow your woman to do what she does in the move like this, we're going to be good. You keep saying, who am I to tell you this? A man that's been in your position. A man that has risen above your circumstances. And I'm coming back down to say, this is what you do. You're not a man until you move like this. Most males will die, never experience what and to be complete respected by his women and children because he didn't step into that true king place. Hard. I understand. It's difficult.
But do you understand though?
Brother,
do you understand?
Brother, if I didn't understand, I wouldn't.
There's no way possible. Man, if you're not going 100, your woman don't love you because you're not paying 100% of your bills.
She can't.
You
will never know what it feels like to truly experience your woman until you're able to remove.
Are you with my woman?
Brother.
Are you with my woman, brother?
Brother,
are you with my woman?
Brother, listen.
Exactly.
I almost called you a woman.
You got your woman, I got mine, brother.
Brother, right now, you're dealing in high emotions. You're not even allowing me to finish my sentence,
For
brother.
what? You finished your sentence.
Bro, do you like Chinese food?
No.
Do you like chicken?
No.
So you don't like nothing?
No.
Brother, shut up. Let me give you a gem, right? It's a gem, brother, please. And may you take this with a divine understanding heart, because I know how sometimes when we get triggered, we can't hear the love in a message because we feel triggered, we feel ashamed. But I'm saying this, if you truly love your woman, right? If you truly care for her, all I'm saying is go hard for her. And you going hard for her won't last. I know some brothers might be like, I live here, my rent's $1,400. I live here, my rent's $2,000. My rent's $5,000. I understand. But how would you be living if you didn't have that woman? All I'm saying is if she loves you and you love her, go hard for her. And then you say, baby, look, I'm going to go hard. You stay home. You nurture the children. You nurture the company. I'm going to focus on bringing in this money. So if you're playing your position and she's playing her position, you won't be struggling for too long. And I'm coming from a place of love, but most men have never been loved by a man.
What I'm hearing you say is overwork myself until I'm dead. I can't no longer enjoy this woman. That's what you're saying to
Is
me.
your family worth that?
That's what you're saying to
Is
me.
your family worth going to war for?
Of course.
So, brother, you taking on another job to provide for your family's every need.
But if I continue to work like that, I won't be able to enjoy my family.
Man, bro, your family wasn't created for your enjoyment. They were created for you to lead them and guide them to be in a better position than you. This is for your lineage, not just for your personal emotions right now. And sometimes as men, we feel neglected. Sometimes as men, we feel neglected.
You're a funny guy.
No doubt.
You know why? You're a
Praises.
funny guy.
Oh, praise.
Because at the end of the day, it's a family. You know, we supposed to be together, laugh, smile, pray together.
Oh, praises.
Not me overwork myself till I have a heart attack.
But who's supposed to sacrifice?
What do you mean?
Who sacrifices for the family can strive, brother.
I'm already sacrificing.
What's that?
What do you mean?
8 hours? While your woman is sacrificing 8 hours, coming home, having sex with you, cleaning, cooking, taking care of the children.
I don't make my woman do anything that she does, brother.
What you mean? You don't have to. It's in a woman to make sure that her man
And if
her
she said
children
she
are
didn't
good.
want to cook today, I'm gonna say, okay, that's fine.
Okay. Okay.
For you to tell me I'm not a man because I'm not going 100%.
What do you consider a man?
What do you mean?
What is a man to you?
A man that gets up, goes to work. A woman that gives his woman what he can, provides for his family what he can.
Okay. But that we don't do what we
Where
can,
was
we
the
do what we
excuses
want.
at?
We don't do what we
Where were
can,
the
we do what we want.
excuses at, brother?
We do not, brother, we do not do what we can, we do what we want. Well, we are a reflection of God, brother. A man is a reflection of God.
Correct.
A man does for his family what he wants. A man puts in real work. A man wakes up just to serve God and his family, brother.
Let me ask you a question, brother.
And for you to die for your family tired is a privilege.
Let me ask you a question, brother.
Yes, brother.
When you get paid,
oh, praises,
and you paying 100% for yourself,
brother.
What do you do for yourself, brother?
Brother, when you have a wife and you're taking care of this great woman, because you chose her.
Correct.
So you're only going to choose a great wife. You're not going to choose a evil wife unless you're an evil man. And when you're doing for this woman 100%, guess what this good, loving, nurturing woman going to do for you? She going to nurture you 100%. Now she's more softer, brother. Your food tastes better because it's filled with love. You're not looking at your woman tired. You're not looking at your woman crying because she's exhausted. You're seeing your woman smiling and having the patience, the divine understanding to play with and be with the children. She's not impatient, brother. So all I'm saying is I understand your frustration because I know it's hard out here for men. I understand it. But you gotta become more stronger and more harder than your circumstances. So if one job isn't taking care of your family, get another one. And if that one doesn't take care of your family, get another one. And then tell your wife, this is the plan. I'm gonna go hard for 2 years, 3 years, but this is the plan. And if we execute this, if you nurture this correctly with the knowledge and information that I give you, we'll be successful when we get out of this situation. So again, brother, I'm just that loves you, and majority of us men have never had fathers. And if we did have fathers, they weren't strong, brother. We've never seen our mothers love correctly. So we're repeating what we've seen. We've seen women go hard for so long. We believe it's in their nature to go hard. The queen should never be in the battlefield.
But you're still in no place to say that a man is not a man because he's not paying 100%.
So what do you consider that, brother? Because a man is a provider.
Of course he is.
A provider. You're a provider. You're trying to provide. So you're trying to be a
So what
man.
do you think about 70-30 since 50-50 is an issue?
Brother, do you need your woman to provide for you 30% of the time? Or are you that, excuse my language, are you that
I'm not a man and I'm weak because I'm not paying 100%.
Brother,
it's hard out here, brother.
Brother, what man says it's hard?
The ones that know it is.
The ones that, so what about the men that are taking care of their women? What separates is due to the Most High and be mindful of some of the things that come out of our mouths. So if I offended you in any way, shape, or form, I apologize. But brother, a man is one that can uplift his family as a whole, or is striving like yourself to do that. I'm talking about the men that are comfortable living off of women. And most men are triggered because they gotten comfortable, brother. They're not looking for wives. They're looking for mother figures. And the sad part, our women are the ones that turn these men the way they are. But why do they do that? Because they've never had a strong man to lead and guide them into the right direction, bro.
It's hard out here. And
Wow. So basically, really needs, this is what went viral, and a lot of people talking about it. How he had to deal with this brother who was really kicking back because he just didn't see why he should take care of his family 100%. And I always thought that was weird, that why women had to do so much. Like why they had to work, come home, take care of the kids, clean the house, take care of their man, then screwed, and love their man and all this stuff. I didn't understand that. But I just was like, I guess that's the way it is. But now to hear this brother break it down the way he does, it makes perfect sense. The man is the provider. And if brothers want to be in this leadership position because the Most High put them in this position, they have to assume all the responsibility and not expect women to do half of their job and then get mad because women aren't feminine enough, they're not submissive enough. You can't make a woman be a man, do a man's job and then complain that she's not feminine enough. You know what I'm saying? A man is supposed to take care of his household 100%. And that's why when you come to these foreign countries and you see they don't allow the men to get married unless they have a house already prepared with furniture and everything for this woman. Plus he has to pay a dowry to the father and make sure in the bank, put some money in the bank for the woman. So to assure that he will take care for her for some years and years to come. This is how they operate in foreign countries. And in these countries, Egypt, Jordan, Yemen, all of these countries operate like that. He takes care of everything. The woman stays home and she takes care of the kids and the house. And she, nurtures everything. And just like the brother was saying, if they have a business, she's doing it. And he pays her a certain amount of money to be with him. This is how men should do, because then that gives you the authority. That makes a woman submit when a man is taking care of her. She has no choice but to submit. But a lot of our brothers, because of the demonic witchcraft that's perpetrated in Babylon, America, they take on this wicked, evil mindset, and and that's why they don't have respect for women. Because women have been doing their job and taking care of men and letting these men get off the hook. That's why these men don't have no respect for women. How can they respect a woman who's doing their job? It makes them make them less than a man. So that's what this whole imbalance is in our communities, because the other nations don't operate like that. I mean, even though they use their women, Esau put their women up to, start the whole woman's lib thing. to break down our households. But now that this information is out, because the Most High is always going on the other side. Excuse me, or if you can still hear me, but it's going in and out. So forgive me. I pray that y'all can still hear me. But this is the key that we needed, brothers and sisters. And sisters, I urge that you start, please hit the like button, subscribe, and do, help the channel out, because really my, everything's, they're not promoting my channel at all. They never really did, but it's getting worse and worse. So I ask for your help in this, that you like, share, subscribe, leave comments, and, drive this information forward, because our brothers need to hear this, information. And not so much, the worldly men against the right thing to do. They're wicked. I mean, wicked men are going to be wicked men, and they're not going to do nothing right. Heart. Men who are after the Most High's heart, righteous men, will take heed, hear this thing, and understand. This information will resonate in the spirit of a righteous man, I assure you. The most, after that Kevin Samuel garbage, went on, the Most High is putting the information in the earth through this brother. And I'm sure this brother will come into the knowledge of the other truth of who the Most High is, AHAYAH and Yashaya as well, because he's like Muslim or something, but he says all praises to the Most High. And again, I want to just say, that's why it's important to say the Most High's name. It's always important to say his name, AHAYAH, or show AHAYAH, praise. Because there are people out here that's giving praises and honor to other gods. And they'll say things like all praises, knowing that they don't serve AHAYAH and Yashaya. So they like to keep it, keep the ambiguity going, saying all praises, so you could feel like they with you. But they not with you. They don't serve the God you serve. And the only way you know is when they come out their mouth and say the God that they serve. Praise AHAYAH, Bahashim Yashaya, Qadash Rawach. So, all praises and praise the Most High, those acronyms and all that AHAYAH wants to be praised in this earth. He wants to be recognized as the power of Israel, of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. His name is AHAYAH, and his son's name is Yashaya, and we must acknowledge him. Praise AHAYAH. So now I want to go back and show another clip of Yada, this guy, Yada, awakening. And he is awakening, and he will get the true name of the Most High. I'm sure somebody will come across him to give him the true name. Hold on. Excuse me. Okay, let me see which one I'm gonna use. I guess it's this one. He did an interview, and I will show it. He did an interview, another interview, and this is it. So, praise AHAYAH. Brothers, take heed.
And now, you went viral. With his partner. Before we get into that, though, what brought you to that enlightenment? What about your life? What about what you've been through brought you to a place where you could say, you're supposed to be going 100 with your woman? Give us your start.
Okay. Now, First, we have to understand, brother. We haven't properly been taught how to love a woman, take care of a woman, nurture a woman.
Facts.
So when I realized that the woman's role given to her directly from God is to nurture, I didn't just give her children to nurture, I gave her businesses to nurture. Amen. So I removed her from the work field, put her in a home, an environment of peace and love.
That's crazy.
So now I have to give the game. I have to give the game because a woman's a helpmate. She's not supposed to be in the field working with. Is still stuck in the same predicament.
Right.
I'm gonna start pausing it when it's so that you can get all of the message when it pauses.
So we're going to delve real deep into that, right? And we have a lot of questions, but a lot of people, the first thing they're going to say is, well, what qualifies him to even speak like this? So I want you right now, we're going to go through your history, right? Briefly, but I want, the people that are watching to understand who we're talking to, right? Because you're a great man, you've done great things. Right. So let's start, who are you? What is your name? Where are you from? And what do you do?
Okay. My name is Yashaya. I'm a biochemist. I also create natural supplements. And when it comes to relationships, I believe myself, I have mastered it because I follow the teachings of God.
That's dope. That's dope. Now, when you say
because I studied in Senegal. Yeah, I studied in Senegal, West Africa. And I know you said you're from Nigeria,
yes,
also
sir.
West Africa.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I studied out there and I put a lot of work in, man. Years, brother. Years, brother.
Yeah. So this is the one thing, right? Because this is the one thing I want to know from you, right? While you were in that journey of actually becoming a bio, a lot of men, right? We go left or right. While we're pursuing something, you have to be focused. Right. And women can be either a distraction or they can, help. Right.
For sure.
When you were pursuing your dream, I can see that being used as game, girl. I can see it going both ways. So how did you deal with that? And what was your mindset when you were going through trying to become a biochemist?
The mission. I completely focused. Because if I would have picked a woman through my struggle, I would have picked a woman that wasn't fit for the man that I'm currently becoming or became.
How did you know what man you needed to be?
I saw the man I didn't want to be.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw the man I didn't want to be, so I became the opposite of that.
So would you say then that you know what your purpose was in this world?
Nah, I can't say I knew my purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, not in the beginning.
Okay.
But when I truly found myself, when I came to an understanding, awakening of who I was divinely, that's when things started to change, brother.
How did you get your spirituality? Your spirituality.
I traveled.
Okay.
South America, different countries in Africa. I traveled.
For a brother who is not blessed enough to travel and he's having a hard time finding himself or his purpose.
He has to understand the things that he loves. Really coming to a divine understanding. what he loves, understanding how to properly love himself, understanding how to elevate himself mentally, physically, and spiritually. Just really stepping out of the matrix and stepping into his mind and understanding himself.
Because and I feel like a lot of the disconnect has been a lot of brothers don't know themselves, right, and they don't have any spirituality, or they don't have any that type of divine guidance. Right. And when you don't know a purpose, you just look for purpose in people.
Right. But see, the thing is, it's not the fact that they're not looking for the purpose. It's the fact they got distracted.
Right.
They got distracted from the purpose, and the purpose is themselves. Whatever a man chooses to be, if it's rich or a bum. You know?
So let me ask you this question. How many kids, and we're going to speak for African-American kids, how many kids do you feel like are affected by not having a father figure in the home? To assume our roles, or what do you feel like is the biggest factor in the fact that men don't think like you think?
A lot of men weren't properly raised correctly. You know, we got that slavery mentality. You know, the man on the field, the woman on the field, the child on the field. Now the black man saying, I'm not going to choose a woman unless she's on the field with me. So now the slavery mentality, we become slave masters to our women. We sleep with them, they cook for us, and we work them. We sell them like pimps.
It's crazy because we just had an interview, right? There's a lady named Priscilla Queenmaker, and she's under the belief that men basically can't. We have the inability to love a woman the correct way. She feels like we only choose women out of necessity, like, you know, hey, she can cook, she can clean, and that's a void in my life, so I'm going to pick her as my mate. What do you say to that?
I say that's a woman that hasn't dealt with a man that's properly healed. You're dealing with broken men, you're going to get broken things, but when you deal with a man that's healed, you're getting a whole different outcome. But majority of the women that's talking about men that hasn't healed aren't healed women, because healed women would attract healed men, and healed men attract healed women. So the woman that would have spoke on that, I would have asked her, are you broken? What type of daddy issues do you suffer from? And this is the real conversation that most people want to avoid. They want to run from themselves, but you have to understand, anywhere you go, you'll go.
Now, I got to ask this question too. For a lot of us, right, didn't grow up with our fathers in the actual household, right? How long do you think it takes for a little kid that turns grown to actually find himself as a man? Because there's no daddy, father figure.
Brother, truth be told, most men don't. And that's why you hear people sound like Charleston White when he responded to my video. That's a lost, confused man going through his second childhood. He hasn't lifted himself mentally, physically, or spiritually. You sound like a prostitute.
So let's go. Let's get into it. You was here at the Charleston White interview. Let's talk about the clip that went viral. Now, I did.
Yeah, guys, so my internet is really going crazy. Let me bring it back in. Hopefully. I'm getting so sleepy. So if it keeps up, I'm gonna have to like sleep. Hold on.
A man has to own.
Now, I want to get into the video, right? Mission of you, right? So I want you to take us through your mission, how you got to this place, because I'm sure you didn't think like this your whole life, right?
No.
So, and you're going through your studies. Take us to the transition of you finding yourself and realizing this message that you now preach.
Now, first I had to understand what a man was. I didn't understand what a man was. I seen a lot of boys trapped in men's bodies. And in my neighborhood growing up, they weren't men. We had mothers, grandmothers, aunties, and sisters raising knuckleheaded boys. So if you have nothing but feminine energy, trying to teach a masculine man, that masculinity goes away and that boy comes feminine. Or should I say toxic masculinity? Because when a man doesn't know how to move like a man, he becomes toxic to himself and everything around him. So I looked in my neighborhood and then I started to travel the world. And in the most poverty-stricken countries like Senegal, the men work. The men do the sewing in these shops. There's no women. Where you see the women at? In the home. And this is poverty, strictly poverty. But we over here living it up. Most men got 3, 4, 5 women. They're not in polygamous relationships. They just dizzling and dazzling. You know how this goes. Yeah. But we're taught that's what a man is. But these same men grow up 60, 70 years old. Now they're in an old person's home with a stranger beating on them, stealing from them, and not even wiping their butt correctly. See, me, brother, from what I do and how I treat my woman, I know I'm going to die a very happy man, very stress-free. Yeah. So I travel the world and I've seen how men with no money still provided for their family because they knew that it's a divine arrangement that comes from God. America and Americans and Black Americans, they're confused. They don't even know what God is no more, brother. They don't know. They think that having sex and talk about how big their penises are is something amazing, which it isn't, brother, because we've become prostitutes. We've become slave masters, not just to ourselves, to our children, and to our women.
So again, you're on your journey, right?
Yeah.
And you travel the world. You see it.
I see it.
At what age is this? I'm curious.
Man, I'm traveling the world early 20s.
Early 20s, okay.
Early 20s, I'm traveling the world.
Okay. And you see this and it clicks to you. So now I'm gonna put this out there. You're a biochemist. Mm-hmm. As a Black biochemist, right. I'm sure they own you. I'm sure they throwing at you. Right. So in this situation, are you saying I'm gonna only try to focus on bringing a wife, or are you like, man, I'm running through them? Like, what was your mentality?
Man, I'm a builder. I can't build now with a side piece, brother. I don't even know how.
It wouldn't have been a side piece.
It would have been an appetizer. Right. I need the whole meal. I need the mind, body, and soul. I don't want just the body. I put too much work in just for the body, and then we don't know what this body come with. And I'm not just talking about physical diseases. But no, brother, no. When a man becomes a man elevates everything around him. I want a woman I can elevate on each and every level. I done put in real work. So why waste it with a female that the next man can get?
That's live. So basically you're saying you were able to attract that because you became whole.
I became who I needed for me. I didn't have to choose from the bottom. I chose the woman I wanted. That's a different form of loyalty. That you don't have to cheat when you got a woman you want and she want you too. Yeah. Come on, brother.
Yeah. Okay. So boom, you're doing your thing. You find you know, the love of your life, y'all get married. Give me 3 to 4 tips, right, in order to keep a woman happy, in order to keep a happy home, right? They always say happy wife, happy life, right? Is that true? What are your tips?
Happy man, happy life. The man has to be happy within himself. My happiness can't come from my woman. My happiness can't come from my job. My happiness can't come from my children. My happiness comes from me, because if my children not doing right, my job's not doing right, my woman's not doing right, it's not going to sway me back and forth. So if I'm happy, I control the level of happiness for my woman, and my woman controls the temperature within the home. So if I'm good, she's good, the children's good.
That's good. That's good. Okay. All right. So good words to live by. So I want to throw a couple scenarios at you, right?
Let's get it.
And I just want you to tell me, you know, how you would move.
Okay.
It's tax season.
It's tax season.
It's tax season. Okay. So, you know, it's a couple slimy young heathens out here trying to use women to come up. Sure. What would you tell them in that?
What I tell the woman?
Let's go both. Let's go both. What would you tell the young man who's plotting?
He's confused. He lacks guidance, and he's trying to be like those he's watched or heard about. And the women, truthfully, cut them off. Throw them to the corner. Because if a man that asks you for your money knowing you have children is a problem. You can't trust a man like that. And majority of the time, those brothers don't bring no money back. They might bring back some hickeys.
Scenario number 2. Young man making about 100,000, right? But his girl making about 10 million. Yeah, his girl making 10 million.
Okay.
How should he move?
What you mean?
He's feeling. He might feel
whatever a woman makes is her money, brother.
Yeah.
Come on, a woman, and I'm being real. A woman cannot respect a man wholeheartedly that she has to take care of. It's impossible, brother. There's no kingdom with 2 kings. It's impossible. I'm gonna play my role, you play your role. I like my woman soft, brother.
So what I'm saying is, in this scenario, she, even although she's making way more, that does not mean he can't
say nothing.
Yeah.
It changes nothing. A man has to stay and live within his means. Hey, baby, this is all I can afford.
Right.
Now, if you want to add something on because you choose to, you're choosing to do that. But me, I got this. But this is all I can afford.
So what about, let's say, a couple, they both make about 40,000, right?
40,000 piece.
And they say, hey, let's put our money together so we can get out of this bad environment.
Right.
What do you say to that
scenario? Of course. Now, if y'all working to become one and move forward so you can elevate your whole family, yeah, I'm with that. But if you need a woman to make sure you're good, you will be homeless without her. A lot of men don't understand that. If this woman said, I'm done with you, you can't even afford your own home by yourself. You can't even afford your insurance by yourself. You can't even afford your groceries, your lights, your water bill. Come on, man. That's not a man. That's a boy trapped in a man's body.
What about the young man who makes money, but nothing is in his name? He just chooses to put everything in his woman's name for whatever reason. I mean, maybe his credit is bad, or maybe he has a felony. Well, how would you tell him he needs to move?
A man that has nothing in his name has to build credit. Brothers, you have to build credit. Cash is king, credit is God. Y'all have to put things in your name, especially if you're out here dogging women. A lot of you men out here dogging the women, you putting stuff in their name, and then when they run off with your stuff, you and your feelings, you set yourself up for failure. A man has to own. A man has to own.
Now, I want to get into the video, right? And you have a Yada Awakening is the channel, right?
Awakening, yes.
Yes, correct. On YouTube. Definitely go subscribe. Dope content. And I watched, again, all 3 videos. So I'm going to get into the one that went viral. Okay. You sat down with a young man, a younger man.
Yes.
And you were speaking from the aspect of the man who's been through his shoes, and I'm telling you how to get to my position.
Right.
And he was speaking from, I think a lot of people, right, where they're at the bottom, or they feel that they're at the bottom, and they really ain't trying to hear nothing because you don't know what it feels like, although you're telling me you know what it feels like. First thing I want to ask is, how did that interview even come together?
I'm sitting there and we building. And
so this was like a real,
it's a real live conversation. We built. It's not scripted. It's not edited. It's a real live conversation. And I'm telling the brother, you want to get to where I'm at. This is what you must do. And he got offended, which happens to a lot of men that's stuck at the bottom. They're emotionally hurt.
Yeah.
They're emotionally hurt.
Yeah. One thing that I noticed about that video was it was a lot of anger. It wasn't even necessarily at you, I don't think. I think it was the circumstance, right? And I feel like, and I'm gonna touch on domestic violence here in a second, all that. And I feel like a lot of black men, right? We hold a lot of stuff in because we don't know who to go to. We don't know who to talk to and all that good stuff. But you could literally see it coming at you in the video. What do you think that's from?
Childhood trauma. Childhood trauma. We are stuck in the situations we're stuck in because as children, we weren't given the proper tools. We're thrown into this world with no blueprint, and they're saying swim, walk, run. We have to be guided. We're guiding ourselves, and it's broken.
Yeah. So when you seen that go viral, right? Because it went viral everywhere. It was just like the talk of the town. And men and women were on both sides of the fence, right? I mean, you just seen it. It was like one of the first conversations I seen that I could see both angles, initially. And then when I watched the longer form clip, I completely understood where you were coming from. But what was your reaction to some of the comments that people were leaving as far as, on both ends?
Okay. The women that agreed with going 50-50 with the men are women that's never had a real man. So they don't even know what it means to be a real woman because they were taught by broken women, which are the mothers. The mothers, first thing they say is don't trust no man. You have women being groomed not to trust men, have children with them, marry them, but don't trust them. That's why women say, I gotta get my own money. And then you have the men that just watch their mothers work so hard. That's all they know. They've been wired to see women work, and not just work regular, work harder than men. So even though it's at one point in time, it wasn't normal, we've seen the dysfunction for so long. Now the dysfunction has become normal.
I've always thought that maybe when a woman chooses or is adamant about going 50-50, it's because she doesn't want to relinquish any type of control. And a man goes with that because it's not about control to him. It's about where am I going to stay? If a woman doesn't want to relinquish control, what should she do what should she look for in a man to become comfortable in the fact that it's okay for me to accept that his guidance and, his finances and his ability to lead?
When a man is truly dwelling in his masculine energy, truly, and this means you understand the woman on a mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, and also a financial level. When a man is whole in himself, a woman submits naturally. She was created like that. The fact is men are doing 50% of their job expecting a woman to submit like he's doing 100%. It don't work like that. Women don't have to be masculine in front of masculine men. It doesn't work like that.
Now, I watched a clip that the young brother, he was like, I can ask my woman to go make me a sandwich and she gonna turn her face up. But the dude at her job could say, I need you to go stack these boxes. And she says, okay.
Of course.
What is the disconnect you think is when a woman says, even though you're providing, you're doing all the things you're doing 100%, I still feel like, I don't want to make you no sandwich, or I don't feel like picking all your stuff up today.
The thing is, most men that think they believe that providing financially is enough.
Right.
It's not enough. There's men with millions of dollars right now doing everything, getting cheated on with the milkman. The dude working at KFC.
For sure.
Because even though he don't have the money, he knows how to connect to her emotionally.
And that, and that's somewhere that we need to talk about. How did you effectively connect with your wife's emotions?
By understanding myself.
Okay.
By understanding myself.
But see, you know, and I feel like I've had a pretty good grasp of myself here lately.
Mhm.
And there's just some things I don't understand what a woman does or, you know, why she thinks like that.
Mhm.
So does that not surprise you now, or
It's not the fact that I can predict what she's thinking. It's the fact that I'm aware when something's not right with her. And then I can say, baby, what's wrong? And I say in my home about 20, 30 times, baby, what's on your mind? How you feeling? You good? I'm on top of my job, brother. See, this is what a man does. I can literally wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and get me a freshly cooked meal. Most men can't do that. When I walk in the house, my children run towards me. My woman stands up to greet me. Because it's not just the money, but mentally, emotionally, intellectually. Men have to be able to teach a woman. Knowledge is our value. A man becomes knowledgeable about how much he knows. A man becomes powerful by how much he knows. The true wealth is mental.
Now, why do you feel like men are so aggressive when it's time to be taught that? Like with the gentleman you were trying to speak with, and you were trying to tell him, and I felt like the message was, your message was valid in what you were trying to tell him, but you were met with aggression. Why do you think men are so aggressive about being providers?
Because he's a masculine man that picked up feminine ways, and it's clashing. And that's what you see. A man acting like his mother, but more masculine. He picked up feminine ways.
This is what I gotta ask too. I would say that there are a lot of men, right, that would love to take care of a woman, right? But I'm not saying every woman, but there are some women that never seem to choose that man. What do you think that is? Like, because, you know, you'll see her and she has the pick of the litter, but she chooses the person that doesn't provide or doesn't take, but she's going off of maybe pure emotion or attraction
It's
or
not that.
lust.
She's going off of the synthetic power. He looks tough. He looks strong. He acts crazy. They're going after the synthetic power when the real power is the men over here with the knowledge. Because eventually that synthetic power gets snatched away. He's in prison. He's in jail. That's not real power. This knowledge he holds in his mind can never go nowhere. That's why when he's gone for 10 years, she done aged 10 years. Now she want him, but he don't want her.
So, you know, like I said, it's interesting, right? You had the clip, it go viral, right? I'm curious, what changed for you after that happened? Did you see a lot of men reaching out to you just to vent, just to speak? Because again, I think one of the biggest problems we have in our community is that we just, as men, don't have an outlet. Like, we got homeboys that we probably don't even know what they really going through. Like, men just keep everything so close to the vest.
We have outlets, but we don't know how to express our emotions. We don't know how to talk about them. We're taught to be strong. Men don't cry. We hold things in. No, that causes depression within men. And that's why when you look at black men, majority all of them that's walking around tough with tattoos and they facing guns on their way are suffering from great forms of depression and thought about killing themselves. That's a man that don't understand himself. And most of the time, this is a man that was not raised by a man. We never seen a man be a man.
You didn't answer my question. Where is the outlets? I'm sorry. When you went viral,
right?
Did any people hit you up, and what were some of the responses the men were coming at you with?
Emotions, anger. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna punch you in your mouth. I'm gonna piss on you.
Really?
What?
That's wild.
I'm talking about totally disrespectful. Totally. In my mind, so all I said was, provide, brothers. And provide for the woman that you say you love.
And you were very respectful to.
Come on.
I can see where, I can't see it, but I know it makes a man mad when he can't. Right. Especially, you know.
It makes a man mad that he can't what?
Can't, period. Like, I can't provide, I can't protect, I can't get.
No, but see, if that really made them mad, they would figure out a way to do it.
For sure.
They're complaining. They're lazy, brother. I know a heroin addict, right?
For sure.
A heroin addict with no arms, no legs, but always stayed high. How is that possible? No legs, no arms. But this is a full-blown man. He talking about he can't provide. There's no money out here. Come on, man. And there's a 16-year-old kid making $20,000 a month off YouTube. Come on, somebody lying.
Somebody lying.
Somebody
for sure.
lying.
So, go ahead.
Now, we have a thing called the passport bros.
Man, listen, brother. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. I gotta put my head down for them brothers, man. These brothers are some of the weakest men on the planet Earth. Those were the fat kids in high school that couldn't get no women in their school, so they had to go somewhere else and pretend to be somebody else. That's what them dudes are. They're buying prostitutes, brother. That's all that is. They're prostitute buyers, man.
Yeah. You and Charleston would agree. Now, do you feel submission plays a factor in race?
In race?
Yeah. Because a man will always say, I'll go over here and she gonna X. Submission plays a factor when you deal with race. I just feel like a woman is naturally gonna submit to you when you show that you're worth being submitted.
The fact that when you can take a little bit of money over here and take it over there, now you're the provider.
Right.
Now you get the submission. But that little money over here don't go nowhere, and you're not getting that submission.
Now, what I was, okay.
Why do you, and I don't see, this is what I don't see in a lot of other races either. Our men, we harp on the topic of submission. You don't never hear a black man really say he want anything else. I want a woman that's going to X. You never really hear a black man, I would just want to be loved.
Because we always want the stuff we don't deserve. Mama, I want the chocolate cake, and I want it in the morning before school. No. Cake, that beautiful woman, but we don't deserve it. Huh? And then we call out her name when we get in our feelings.
Now, I watched the video you had another video where I think it was after the video and you were kind of explaining stuff. And you said something that was interesting. You was basically saying you would be with man meet woman and they get married right out the gate, right? Explain that thought process.
Say that one more time.
You were saying basically you would be almost like an arranged marriage where man meets his woman and they get married quicker. So that way it's out the way and you know your role, you know what it is, you go provide for that woman. What is your concept behind that?
When a man, I think the men are not understanding that these women are theirs, like really theirs. And that's why I believe men should get married. And it shouldn't be a dating process. When you're right, when you're able to take care of yourself and another comfortably, go marry a woman. Don't date, don't waste no time. Don't try to have sex with her. No, marry her. Now she's your responsibility and she can elevate whatever you got going on. Pass her a business. Now she's your wife. She knows when you win, she wins. So she wants to make sure you win. But I'm not talking about some female you just met off. Marry a woman. Fix yourself. Marry a woman. Have children. Start your business. This is what men need. We need things to make sure we're responsible. Women make men feel responsible. They make us. They force us. And when we can't get forced and we can't take it no more, we run. Oh, she too hard. And this is what the men here in America, especially black men in America. And I don't care if if their parents came from other countries. If they came over here and got westernized, man, it's over. It's over.
What is the biggest difference you see in American versus, like you said, you was in West Africa, values in general?
The men are different. The men here have been broken and they don't realize they're broken. I say, brothers, you should do 100. They do 50, but I'm still 100% a provider. How is that possible?
You know, the wildest thing I seen in the comments, because the young brother said, I want to believe he referenced to, she works and then she has to come home and take care of the kids. And then a woman in the comments said, you're not even doing 50 if she has to get off work and come home and take care of the kids.
Let me break down this math, and this is vital. This math is vital. A man is 100% provider. When he's unable to provide 100%, the woman picks up the slack.
Correct.
Now, the woman is not just picking up his slack, but doing hers. So she's picking up the slack of a man. That's 50%, right? Providing the woman. 50% nurturing. 50% provider, 50% nurturer. Who picks up the slack of the woman? The child. Now, the child is 50% a child, and 50% a nurturer. Now the child is nurturing the siblings. Man, 50%. Woman, 100%. Child, 100%. So a man that's going 50% with his woman, it's like a man's not even there. Because if that man left, the woman would still be 50% provider, 50% nurturer. The child would still be 50% child, 50% nurturer. The man. And that's why he said, no, Yada, don't tell him the truth because I'm comfortable.
Right. Man, that's some crazy math. Now, monogamy. Where do you think that idea comes from?
I don't know, brother. I have 2 wives.
Oh. Yeah, I was like, I completely.
We understand now. We get it, Yada. Well, how did you meet your second wife?
I got 2 wives, you know, brothers. I'm a Sufi Muslim. Okay. Yeah, part of the Tijanis. And I have 2 beautiful, amazing women. I have one woman that nurtures my company here, and we've made it into one of the biggest supplement companies in America. And then my other wife, she nurtures the trucking company and the schools that we have in West Africa. So brother, I'm blessed. Now for the men that hear me and be like, oh, he got multiple women. Brother, I don't cheat. I take care of mine. If one lives in a mansion here, just because you have the money, if you're not here mentally, you'll be depressed, you'll be distressed. So we can't just be financially prepared. We have to be mentally and spiritually and also physically, because you gotta have children prepared. So diet is a must.
So there's no scenario in where any of them get jealous.
Never.
Or you just, okay. So
when you are a man completely, you understand how to lead. And my first wife allowed me to have my second wife. I wasn't just saying, I got money, I'm picking another woman. No. And they had to make sure they were great. And they are. All praises.
So how did that conversation go? I'm just curious. Like, hey, baby, let me holler at you real quick. What did you say?
I was doing business in West Africa. And I'm like, man, I'm always traveling back and forth. I need someone that I can really trust here. And me and her talking, and then I was on the phone with this sister. After the second conversation, I said, would you like to be my wife? She said yes. So I put her on the phone with my.
You applying pressure.
Without question. No dating, no nothing. My first wife too. No dating, no nothing.
Oh, straight in,
because I understand the type of man I am, and I know I'm only going to attract the type of woman I need for my mission. No arguing, no fussing. Man, I'm blessed, and they're both pregnant right now.
That's good. Oh, man.
All praises.
All right. So many more questions just popped in my head. They gonna be real mad. Hey, you thought that was mad before, nigga. You gonna have to get a bodyguard. Cause I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like you look happy. Like I've never like this is the, like yeah. You like yeah. So would you say that life brought you even more happiness with the second wife, or is it just abundance on abundance? Is it just on joy on type of joy? Like,
hey, bro, I was just talking to my wives earlier today. Before I came, they want to give y'all some shouts outs as well.
Shout out to them.
Hey, but bro, I'm talking about, man, these women have elevated my life in ways I can't even understand, and that's why I'm pushing this message so hard. Stop being 50-50 because you're robbing yourself. Because when a woman's able to nurture and she has an environment of peace, man, come on, it's nothing you can't do. Nothing.
What do you say to the men, right? Because there's going to be somebody in the comments, I just know it, that's going to say, well, it sounds like you're having it your way. They might look at it like you're using them. Mm-hmm. And you're not 100. How can you be 100% with 2 different women?
Mm-hmm. But that's a man that knows himself.
Yeah, because that'll make you 200.
That's a man that knows himself. You know, I take care of both mentally, physically, spiritually, intellectually, and financially. they're at peace and they're happy, man. And again, I'm thankful. I'm the one that's blessed to have them.
So yeah, because I was gonna say, I'm a person that likes to move fast. So you're cool. You're actually on board with the moving quick.
I'm Aries, man. I'm going in.
Going in. What advantages have you seen with that approach? Because I'm sure this hasn't always been your approach, right? So what advantages have you seen with straight up putting it on the table versus the other way?
Because I don't have to wait. Now I don't have to wait a year to see if she's for me or not, if her goals align with my goals. No, this is what it is, what you got. This is what it is. We can make this happen.
But how does one be able to, because for men, I know men that have been with their women 10 years and ain't got married. Ain't pulled the plug yet. There's always something that they might be up 1 minute and all of a sudden an argument makes them feel like, I don't know about it. So what is it that gives you? Is it?
I have a purpose for my family. Like everything I do is for my last name. Yada is my last name. People think it's my first, but it's my last name. Everything I do is for my family. And I'm thinking 30, 40, 50 years ahead. So I have to make sure the woman I put on that throne is going to be a queen. I don't have to worry if she's cheating. I don't have to worry about if she's stealing money. And yes, every bank account I have, they own 50% of the companies that I own. That's the only 50% I own 50-50 on a company where you can put your name on that. But that's all we do. But man, I'm telling you, to have a woman that truly loves you is a blessing from God.
Man, it's live. I'm not gonna lie. One African, yeah. Is the one in Africa African?
Yes.
What are some of the things that she's been able to? Has she been able to teach you anything about the culture, about the holistic?
Okay, this is what's going on, right? Africa, they have the family, they have the structure, they don't have the money. America, we have the money, we don't have the family, we don't have the structure. So I was able to see the structure. Oh, aha, this is what you do, and this is how you do it. When a man gets the structure of a family, he won. He won. When a man truly understands that structure, he won. Because your family is your assets.
Yeah. Now let's get into the medicine and the holistic approach that you have going on right now. So tell us about that company, what you're doing. You're a biochemist, right?
Right.
How did you stumble upon, building what you've built now, which is, what is it that you've created? The supplements?
An apple of Eve, which sells out, man. Majority of LA Lakers be cleaning me out with that product.
But can you explain what that product is?
Yes. So I've traveled the world and I've created apple of Eve, which consists of things that feeds every cell in your body while removing cellular waste. My mother had bone cancer, brother. And I gave my mother the supplement, also changed her diet, cleaned it up, made her vegan. Her bone cancer went away. I had kidney issues, liver issues. I was highly obese, brother. I was about to die at one point in time. But I changed everything and I got on the supplements because we have to understand our bodies, and that's something we're never taught.
Help us, because I feel like this, right? And me, I'm diabetic, high blood pressure, right? And I have to go to the doctor a lot, right? So, I know what the status is of my body, but then I'll see somebody, right? And I'm like, oh, they got high blood pressure or something. Like, you can see it, you can see them, but they don't know it. What do you think is the biggest problem with the way we're eating right now, and what should we be changing?
The biggest problem right now is we're eating food that has no nutritional value, that's full of chemicals and toxins, that's ripping apart our liver and our kidneys. When you can look at a man's eye, yellow in his eyes, and be like, oh, he's not an alcoholic, but the food he's eating has gave him a fatty liver. If the food is causing the same thing that alcohol causes, we're being poisoned. And we're being poisoned on a large scale. But black people, man, we love some food.
I love the McRib. The McRib.
Okay. The McRib?
Yeah, the McRib.
Okay. Talk to me about the McRib, brother.
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
But I know it ain't real.
Okay.
Why do you think we have this, addiction to things that are harm? What is it about that? Why can't we get on the bandwagon of eating healthier.
It's the delicious suicides, brother.
Amen.
And the food is highly addicted. You don't like the McRib, you're addicted to the McRib.
I'm
brother.
addicted to that motherfucker. For sure.
These are death houses.
Yeah.
We're eating food, and then you talk about it's not even a pig. We don't even know what it is. What is it?
I don't know.
But when you start to do the science behind it, you start to realize this meat isn't meat, but a bunch of chemicals that's created in a laboratory. Now you're stuck, brother. Now you got a head grown out your butt. You're not understanding why you got a head grown out your butt.
Right.
It's the McRib, brother.
So I got a question, right? How can one kick the sugar habit, right?
Right.
I think they say cocaine and sugar basically the same DNA molecular structure, and it's like it's addictive as the other one. So there's a lot of people that are just addicted to sugar. How do you kick that habit?
You got to do it just like a drug addict. You're gonna have to go through a detox, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt severely, brother. Sweats, shakes, mood swings, stomach problems, might be a little vomiting, but sugar. It's the unnatural sugar, not the sugars that we're getting from fruits, brother. It's a difference. Because we're talking about sucrose, isolated, by itself, very toxic, break down the body in ways we can't even understand. Now we're talking about high blood pressure. We're talking about kidney disease, liver disease. We're talking about autoimmune diseases. We're talking about losing your memory, Alzheimer's. Come on, brother. Type 2 diabetes. We've been poisoned and we love it. And that sugar is addictive. And the only difference between sugar and cocaine is the hydrogen atom. That's it. Just one thing out the formula changes sugar and cocaine.
That is crazy. What are, again, back to your supplements, right? Mm-hmm. So what are all the supplements that you sell? What are like the top ones that you sell?
The top one is Apple of Eve, which feeds every cell in your body while removing celluloid. That's a global phenomenon. Like we can't even keep that in stock.
How does one get to this product?
They can go on my website at theworldsgreatestrejuvenation.com. They can also visit my Instagram at yada_awakening or my Facebook at yada.
Okay, and then is there anything like that you would say that someone should do before they get on these supplements, or they can just start taking them? And like, how long does it take before to detox your body out and get right?
I say you should take a supplement regardless of what you're doing, because if you're eating food the people overweight but malnourished. But when you go to third world countries, they're skinny and malnourished. We're overeating, but we're eating foods with no nutrition.
Got you. What would you say? Just give me a basic diet of what we should be eating daily.
We should be eating fruits and vegetables high in water content. I created a diet called the Watertarian diet. And it's great for those that just want to lose weight. It's great for those healing. It's great for women that's pregnant, or it's great for an overall diet. But it's time for us to let go of this devil food, brother.
Such a good food. So addictive. Now, there's some hot topics out here in the world, man, that I think we just want to kick around a couple things, right? Mm-hmm. You got Will and Jada, right? One would assume that Will is providing. Well, I don't know about protect, maybe not. And then you see his woman kicking his back in every time she gets the chance. What is that?
That's a man that's not moving in his masculinity. She's more masculine. Women aren't masculine in front of masculine men. We're looking at money, we're not looking at the overall. Men say, I'm providing everything. No, you're not. Money ain't everything. She disrespects you, brother. She don't respect you. Something's wrong. You're missing something.
When do you think we started making money our God?
As soon as we got off the plantation, because that's the only thing that saved us.
Man, go on get them kids back. Kidnapping the kids for Thanksgiving, boy. Golly. Yeah, they going crazy. So, you see a situation, right? with the Diddy situation, right? Diddy and Cassie, right? And then you see the stuff that she puts out, the allegations, right? And then you see Diddy settle the next day. And then you don't really see anybody speaking up either way. It's like everybody is just hush hush. I'm curious, what do you think about like when people are in the industry, right? It's kind of like how they were saying the Black Lives Matter. If you see a bad cop and you don't do nothing about that bad cop, you're just as complicit. Do you feel like if people knew or know what's going on, but are saying nothing and are watching women get raped and getting taken advantages and things like that and aren't saying nothing and they're rocking with it because of their power or money, do you think they're just as wrong?
Of course. A man that stands by and sees a woman get raped or anybody get raped, it's just as bad as the rapist. We have to stand on principles and morals. Now, I don't know Puff Daddy personally. I can't speak about him on any shape, form, or fashion.
Right. We're just giving the concept.
But a man in general has to stand on principles and morals. We just forgotten what it means to be a man.
So what is can you give us your definition of what a real man is?
A real man is one that understands who he is and stands on the foundation of God. He elevates all things around him, mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. He understands things emotionally, but first he understands himself emotionally. He understands that all things first starts with himself and everything else is a projection of himself.
We had an individual who we interviewed, and he said a man also has to have the proclivity for violence.
Say that again, brother?
He has to have the proclivity for violence. He has to be able to tap into a violent nature, so that if there arises a situation where altercation might happen, he needs to be able to handle that. Where do you stand on like a man having to be able to be violent?
Whoever said that has no clue what a man is, brother. A man is a man. A man is a protector. I don't have to be violent or tap into any violence. I can chop your head off with a smile on my face because I'm a protector.
Right. Amen.
Is part of being a protector having a weapon, a gun?
No.
In order, because a lot of people when we hear words, I don't think people delve into them, right?
Okay, so let me give you an example, right? You can protect her with a fist. A man comes to your door, you protect her. Right. But emotionally, you don't protect her. Emotionally, you're cursing her out, yelling at her, screaming at her. You just left her emotionally unprotected. Now that's when the man with no money slips in, hey, baby, you're beautiful. Hey, baby, you smell good. And that's all it takes for her to get this NBA player's wife. I know some.
Now, this is what I want to ask you. How many blue checks are in that DM since?
What do you mean?
And and are you thinking about making a blue check? When I say blue check, I mean the celebrities.
There's a
they're slitting. Would you entertain a third wife?
I already talked to my mom. I talked to my wives about that, and I told them maybe some years down the line, because I don't marry for sex. I'm married to expand my lineage, my legacy. Now I'm on 2 different continents.
What is our obsession with sex, you think? Why do you think we put so much value in it? Why do you think it makes us feel so important?
Because a lot of men and women have never been loved as children. So we can lay with a woman, even if it's for 5 minutes, and she makes us feel loved or makes us feel powerful, That's why we do it, brother. Mm-hmm. It's not the sex itself. It's the feeling that we get from sex. And I'm not talking about that sexual feeling. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about that, oh, I'm the man. What's my name? Yeah, all that.
Yeah, for sure. I've had a woman that could do that. I'm not lying to you.
Right.
But so how do we draw on a power that has nothing to do with that person in a relationship? Like you said, your happiness, you create that.
Right.
How did you learn to do that?
By understanding who I am. And that's why I said a lot of men only argue the 50-50 thing because they don't understand that they're 100. Mm-hmm. They don't understand that you're not getting with a woman to feel whole. You're good with a woman to elevate everything you got going on. Right. Children, businesses, whatever it is. When a man truly falls in love with himself deeply, nothing else matters.
So I want you to hit on the points that you were giving the young man, because there was a lot of stuff that people probably missed in that. But there were a lot of valid points that you were trying to say. One of them, you said that you had to kind of like your woman helped you become a millionaire by you getting an extra job or doing something in order. Can you hit on those points again for the people that might have missed that?
So when it came to my woman, for me to provide, because in the beginning I didn't have all the money. For me to say that, I'd be a liar. But I lived in my means. I took care of my woman. I paid all the bills. And then I started to create my company. And then I gave her the company and said, baby, nurture this. I'm gonna make sure you're good, you're at peace. But I want you to nurture this company while I'm tackling everything in the world. And she did that. And that alone, we made our first $1 million together. First million.
Had she not been able to do that on her own, would she have been less valuable to you?
I don't choose women for love. That's the problem. Most men are choosing women for a temporary emotion. And that's why divorces are so high. I choose for business. Family is business.
Got you. And then one of the comments again that he got offended by was basically saying if you are going 50-50, you're not a man. I think he took offense to it. But you were saying basically that men are taught how to talk to each other. Like we're not supposed to take offense to when a man is trying to give you some game. You know, explain that, because I think a lot of times, like you said, men get real emotional when they hear certain things and they get triggered real easy, and that's when it puts the play.
The only thing that can trigger a man is the truth. If we know a man is a provider and a man is unable to provide, what is he? He's a child. He's a boy. He's not a man. You wouldn't look at your son and say, son, it's time for you to pay all the bills in here this month. No. No, you know that's your little man.
Yeah.
And when you tell a man, brother, you're supposed to be the sole provider, and he says, no, I'm not, well, you're not a man, because a man's a provider.
What would you say, do you limit how much you provide in order to not spoil the said child or woman? Or is it just, man, hey, whatever y'all need?
The woman is spoiled.
Got you.
The woman is spoiled. Because you gotta understand, you can't outdo a woman. If you love, you can't out-nurture her. No, man. We have to give our women what we want in return.
Past all the whatever clips or whatever, I wholeheartedly agree. I've been on a journey to become that provider, become that protector. After I seen what I was giving myself, what I was giving to people that I dealt with, and what I was getting back from it, there was no balance in my life. And I hope brothers hear your message and understand that if you are not able to give all you can give on this earth to whoever you deal with, then whatever you feel like you are, you're really not that. You're not. And until you can become that, then you probably should just stick your head down and grind.
Facts.
I just want to thank you for coming on the show, man. Give everybody your social medias and so they can tap in with you, and the best part, get that good word.
So we got YouTube, Yada Awakening. We got IG, Yada_Awakening. And we have Facebook, Yada.
We're going to go ahead and call you the 100% man. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like your message was needed. I know it's hard for brothers to hear.
And it's crazy because the thing that got me right is I've been on both sides of those fences. So when I looked at the clip, I felt both of y'all. I was like, man, I felt like that at one time. And then when I got up, for those who don't get it, man, you spin some real games.
Right.
Not even that. When you're on the side of a 50-50 man, you're not even happy. I don't care what you tell yourself, what you want to believe. The moment you can tell your woman, you have not a worry.
Different. 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 It hit different.
It hit different.
I will see you guys later. I give honor and glory to AHAYAH. I pray that you got something from this message. I pray that our brothers take heed to this brother, what he's talking, because I think that this is what's going to make our brothers heal and become closer to the Most High. I think they take on this attitude and this attribute, being a man 100%, that it changed the trajectory of everything with our relationships, with, just everything. And then women will have respect for men, and they can trust their men that they're going to do right. A lot of times the reason why women feel that they have to have jobs and a backup plan is because a lot of brothers be, dropping the ball, and they don't be taking care of things, and you know, it is what it is. So there's always a reason, you know, of to why, you know, situations are the way they are, and we have to acknowledge that. We have to own up to it, you know. Women shouldn't have the role of provider on no level. We shouldn't have to do that. But we have been forced into this position and then demonized because of the position. But once men, you know, learn and know how to take their roles back, then it starts to put everything into perspective. Then the women can do 100% nurturing, and they don't have to do all the other jobs that they do. So this is an awakening, and we got to thank that brother Yada, whatever name Yada, for giving this information, because it's vital, and I think a lot of men should take heed to it, and maybe you can wake him up to the truth and let him know who he really is. But he's definitely on to something with the information that he's bringing. Praise AHAYAH, Bahashim Yashaya, because the Most High wouldn't leave us out there like that. You know, after dealing with that Kevin Samuels situation, it was a bunch of wickedness. You know, the Most High had to bring the true information on how show men how to be men. And what this brother is saying is definitely contrary to what men have been doing and how have they been. And they wasn't taught how to be men. Even our, from their fathers and their father's father, men lost it under the curses. They lost it. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know what they were doing wrong. And they thought what they were doing was right. And a lot of, brothers like to make that excuse, like, oh, we're all wrong because we all, no. If you're the provider, if you're responsible, if you're the head, if the Most High deal with men, then you're responsible. And when things go wrong, you're responsible and you have to fix it. So there's no more 50-50. And so there's no 50-50 in responsibility either. You're responsible. You're the man. Take responsibility. Get yourselves together, brothers. It's important. We need you. We need the men to get themselves together. We're not going to make it if our men don't get it together. I mean, AHAYAH, he's going to do what he's going to do. And he's bringing 7-1 into that wilderness because a lot of men are not going to make it. So praise AHAYAH. We give all honor and glory to AHAYAH because his judgment is righteous. Whatever he allows to happen, he's allowing it out of righteousness. So we just have to accept that. But I pray you getting out of Babylon. I pray you get yourselves together. I pray our daughters of Zion get themselves together too and get out. In the name of Yashaya, I give all honor and glory and praise to AHAYAH. Shalom. Blessings. Get out of Babylon, y'all. It's time to go. Shalom.